1, 2, 3, 4. Hey everybody, I just want to take a quick moment and talk about these crazy chord symbols. You might think they're hard to read, they're really not. And if you are an English speaker, you probably read left to right, top to bottom, so you're already a head start with these. Let's go ahead and look at a few really quickly. So we're going to start here with this E minor chord. The reason we're starting with E minor chord, not just because it's easy, but it's A, really, really common, and to B, it has the basics that we need. If you look at the top line of a chord symbol, underneath the name of it, you look at that top line, you've got a series of X's and O's, okay? Then you've got a dark bar. That dark bar is the nut of your guitar, so that's where the head of the guitar is connected to the neck of the guitar. You got the little, you got the little nut there. All right, that's what the chord symbol identifies with a very dark line. Now, each horizontal line is a fret bar. All right, the little bars between your frets, you know those, they're metal, you've seen them, right? And that means that each rectangle that's created by those horizontal lines represents one fret, or in this case a row of frets. So each row of rectangles, that's a fret. Each vertical line is a string. The string that is closest to your face when you're playing the guitar, that low E string, is the leftmost vertical line. So here we have, in that leftmost, that top string of your guitar, the lowest pitch, that E, it's going to be played open. That's what that little O at the top means. It's open. Where the two dots are where you're going to put fingers. Now, some chord symbols, like this one, have a number beneath it, and the number tells you which finger to hold the strings down with. Your fingers, by the way, not a finger. This is a thumb. It's not a finger. It's not. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple enough. So if the number says the one dot directly beneath it, that number says 1. That means your first finger. Okay. Some, like this, don't have that. But what they do have is X's and O's that tell us where the strings are played open or not. So in this case, we have an open string, two strings where we're going to use fingers to hold the strings down in frets, and then we have three more open strings. Great. Let's look at those two fingers. Those two fingers are in the second row of boxes. That means they're in the second fret. And then one is on the second string from the left, or second from the top, the A string. One is on the third string from the left, or third string from the top. That's the D string. So if you're holding your D string and A string each down with two separate fingers in the second fret, you're going to be, and you play all 6 strings, because none have X's, all 6 strings, you're going to have an E minor chord. Yay! Oh hey, this only works if you tune E, A, D, G, B, E. Otherwise, that's not an E minor chord. Okay, let's look at a different chord, a slightly more difficult chord to play. Let's look at F major. Now, it doesn't say F major, it just says F, because when we see a guitar chord, we always assume that it's major unless we're told otherwise. So if it's F7, well, that means we're using a dominant 7 in an F chord, right? But it is a major chord, F major with a dominant 7. F major 7 means we play an F major chord with a major 7. But if there's a little tiny M, that would be F minor. This doesn't have it, so it's F major. We're looking at F major. That was a long way to get to F major. This is F major. It's a major F. Okay, you can see here at the top we have X, X on the E and A strings. Those first two strings on the left, the lowest strings on the guitar, X and X. And then we have a dot in the third fret, a dot in the second fret, and two dots in the first fret. But you'll notice that those two dots have a little line tying them together, sort of like a tie or that you'd see in between notes. And those two dots mean that you're going to bar it. You're going to hold it with just one finger. You're going to hold those two. So in this case, most people play this with the first finger holding down the E and B, high E and the B strings, and then you got your second finger in the second fret, your third finger in the third fret, because second row and third row respectively of the chord symbol. That's how you read it. Now, sometimes you'll see a chord symbol like this, B flat, which has, again, an X on the E string. Don't play that string. Don't play that string. And then a big tie. They're just two dots. So there's a big tie between the A string and the high E string, and that again is you're barring it. Sometimes you won't see a tie. You'll just see that every one of those strings has a dot. Yeah, and you're like, well, how? I don't have 7 fingers. And that's how you do it. It's that you're barring it. You see them all on one fret, you're barring it. That's the basic how-to on to read chord symbols. If you have questions about that, throw them down in their comment box, and I'll answer them when I get to them. Otherwise, peace and song.